Hi everyone, my name is Ana Faria and I'm a Portuguese. Right now I'm working exclusively as an independent member for Herbalife. And why am I making this video in English? You must be probably asking why. Well, the truth is, I want to reach the most people I can in the world, and the majority of the world understands English. So, yeah, that's why I'm doing in English this video. So, you probably noticed I'm a bit, just a tiny bit nervous. That's true because I never liked to expose myself, and this is the first time I'm doing it. So I just learned that I need to expose myself if I want to help others. And the truth is, everyone in the world has an amazing story as background that make us who we are today. And I think even though I'm still learning and I'm still growing and I'm still improving, I know that my story is important, especially because there are things in my story that can help people to improve, to be the best version of themselves and not the less version. And I have to thank Garen for that, because Garen Jones, you probably saw some of his videos, at least those in Herbalife surely saw them. But the truth is, he told to everyone in Portugal that if we want something in our life, we need to do basically the opposite of what we would do normally during the day. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing something that I never did. I never exposed myself in video. I never told my story to anyone but my friends and some people in Herbalife. But the truth is, there are a few things I want to share with the world, and I hope that this helps you improve, or at least realize that you can be the best version of yourself, even though there are many things that you must think are blocking you, bringing you down, that you can change that. And the truth is, we can change everything that is bad in our lives, and there are many things in my life I'm trying to change, and it's hard. It is. There's no doubt about that. It's really hard to change. It's really hard to be the best version of ourselves. It's because there are many temptations, many things in the world that try to make us change our minds, but something Garen Jones said, and that someone told him that, is that we have to change our mindset if we want to change our life. And I want to change my life for the better. I want to be the best version of myself, and I want you to be the best version of yourself, because more than me, I want to help you. And that's why I'm doing these videos. There will be quite a few, so yeah, we'll see. It's actually 7:45 in the morning here in Portugal, and I've been up since 5:30, and I have a few things I want to share with you. I finally got the courage to make this video, to tell you a few things, and this will be the first, and I'm glad I'm finally doing this. So, like I said, my name is Ana Faria. I'm Portuguese. And the truth is, before Herbalife, I wasn't doing something I actually loved. I was helping people, but in a different way. I am a nurse. I studied nursing, and I finished my course 7 years ago, maybe a bit more, because we are actually in October right now. And I never really loved my profession, you know, not because of what I was doing, because I actually loved helping people. I actually loved the fact that people were smiling because they were feeling better because I did something for them. But the truth is, I didn't feel like I was actually helping them, because when we are nurses and we are working on a hospital, we see people with diseases, people dying, people who are sad, people who are depressed, people who are not well, and they are vulnerable, you know, they are actually feeling bad, and sometimes they don't go home feeling better. And that was something that actually hurt me, because it was horrible to see people sick, people dying, people sad, people who actually weren't better, who actually would go home and do the same things over and over and probably get sick again. And so I was frustrated, I was not motivated, I was also lazy. I was very undisciplined, and I'm still working on that, on the discipline and the laziness, you know. It's really hard when you have a habit that you're used to for years, and when you're negative and pessimistic and sad yourself, it's really hard to change that. I grew on a family that was great. My parents are great. They are very hardworking. They are very determined on the fact of bringing everything they can for their children, for themselves, at least a better life, you know. But the truth is, they worked so hard for so many years and they have nothing right now. They are crossing a very bad moment in their lives, and that hurts me, because I always saw them working. I had a great education, I have a great childhood, even though I didn't have everything. But the truth is, I'm glad I didn't have everything, because that made me the person I am today. And of course, I'm still growing, I'm still learning, and I actually love to learn, I love to do things. So what did I want to share with you? It's basically what brought me to nursing. I was always a very good student. I was very studious. I was very competitive. And I always wanted to be the best, to be perfect. And that is good on one side, but also bad on the other. Because when you try to be perfect, you don't realize that you can't be perfect. There are no perfect people in the world. And perfectionism is actually, it can be a defect, especially if you can't realize, if you can't control yourself and you think you have to be perfect. You don't have to be 100% perfect. You can be as perfect as you can. 50, 20, 10, 100, 90% perfect, but the truth is you are never 100% perfect. But I was trying to be that, and somehow I was so focused on being the best that I actually was one of the best. So when I went to nursing, I went with that mindset to the course. And in the beginning, I was so focused on being the best, on being perfect, on being the best from everyone, that I didn't see people. I didn't see that I had qualities that I could share. I didn't share. Or at least I shared, but I was always hoping to receive something back. And then I realized, as time passed by, that I couldn't be perfect. At least right then I realized that. But still, even unconsciously, I was still trying to be perfect. And it was hard, because In university, you know, it's very difficult to be perfect. It's very difficult to be the best. The most important thing I learned in university is that you don't really need to be the best to be good. But still, I was shy. I wasn't the best, and so instead of using that as something that could be a learning thing, I used that as something to bring me down. I wasn't the best, so I thought I wasn't good. And people would come to me and ask for my advice, and I would wonder, why are they asking for my advice when I'm not even the best? And then now that I think back, I realize that people came to me because I had something to share, and because they probably saw something in me that made them feel like they could ask me for an advice, that I was smart, that I actually knew things that weren't on the books, you know, or that weren't taught by the professors, and I didn't realize that. Still, I was happy to share right then, share what I knew, or at least try to help them. But on that moment, I never realized I was actually helping them. And they got better than me, and I was jealous instead of being happy because I helped them. And so later, on my third year, I was on my fifth, I think, practice disciplines. You know, when we are studying nursing in Portugal, I don't know how it is where you live, but in Portugal you have theory disciplines where you study in school, and then you have the practice disciplines, which is in hospitals and clinics, and you actually do the work that nurses do, but with people watching you, obviously. And I was on my fifth practice discipline, and it was the first moment I realized that I didn't love nursing. That wasn't right for me. And there was one good thing that I did, even though I regretted after, is that I continued. When I thought about stop doing it, stop studying nursing, just give up. Later, after talking to my mother, I realized that I didn't want to give up. So I continued. I tried hard. I was determined. I was focused. I had to finish the course because it was the third year and I was almost finishing, and it wouldn't make sense, at least for me right then, that to stop. And so I continued to the end. But I wasn't happy, you know? And now, when I think back, there are a few lessons that I think I bring from that. First is that you should never give up, but you should never give up doing something you love, you know? And I wasn't doing something I loved. So when I finished the course, I thought things would be better, but they weren't. They just got worse because I didn't love what I was doing. And when you don't have love and don't have passion for what you do, you basically just move on, just do things without even trying very hard, and you live in mediocrity, and you're mediocre, and that's so sad, because you are meant to be so much more than that. We are meant to be better. We are meant to be the best version of ourselves. And I wasn't being the best version of myself. I was being the average less version of myself, because I thought I had to do it, because I wanted to do it for my family, for others, and because I had a curse. I thought I had to do it for the rest of my life. So I was sad, I was frustrated, I wasn't even trying hard. I wasn't even in the mood to learn more, at least in nursing. And so I was unmotivated, and that's so bad, because when you are taking care of people, you need to be the best of you. You need to be in your best. And I wasn't. Even so, I tried to smile, and I always smile, and people would say, "Oh, you always smile." I just continued as a nurse. I just continued doing that, because I actually was happy when people said to me that they felt better, that I helped them somehow with my words, with my work, with my smile. And that actually touched my heart. And when I felt that, it felt good. And I didn't, and that's why I did it. I continued to do it, even though I hated it. I hated my profession, not in the work we did, but the rest, the bureaucracy and those things that prevent us from really helping people, And when you are a nurse, unless you are very lucky, there are many people trying to just sabotage your work somehow. Because more important today, I realize, is that people just want money. And I always worked for private hospitals, and I realized money is more important to them than quality of care, than actually helping the sick people. And so that's the first lesson I realized, is that you should never give up. But at least if you're not giving up, at least make sure you actually love what you are doing. Be it studying something, be it doing cleaning the streets, being whatever. Just make sure you love what you're doing and never give up, even when things don't seem good, And so now that I'm doing Herbalife, I finally found what I was looking for, I finally found what I love, because I'm actually helping people, or at least I really feel that I'm helping people, because I'm helping people while they're still healthy, or at least they're still they still have the chance to get healthy, and that's so good, because you can smile to them, you can share your knowledge, and I actually help people improve their lives, but they are not sick yet, even though sometimes they are, but they are still walking, they are still doing their things, so that's good, and that's my passion. And so I'm so much happier now. So now I really don't want to give up. And maybe in the next video I'll tell you how I started and how things were hard to me, because I never had the support of my family or my friends, and people don't understand that we are actually helping people. But that's a theme for another time. And another thing I realized is that you don't need to be perfect to be good, to help people. And you can help people just by smiling at them, just by being yourself. You don't need to be someone else. You don't need to be someone you love, you idolize. No, you can use them as an example, but you don't really need to be anyone else. You just need to be yourself. And I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to find myself. So yeah, just look at yourself, do what you love, and never give up, even when things don't seem to be working out. It's really important that you never give up, that you do what you're passionate about. Even if you think that it won't bring much money for you, or that is very hard. The truth is, everything is hard. Everything you can do to gain some money is hard, and it asks a lot of you, and you have to actually try hard and do the best you can to actually help people, to actually help yourself, to actually gain some money. And if you want to be a musician, be a musician, even if it looks like it's very hard. It's hard, but it's hard if you're not trying hard, you know. Herbalife is also very hard if you're not trying hard, if you don't change, if you don't change your mindset, if you don't change your attitude. It's very hard, you know. But that's why we need to work in ourselves first before we actually work hard on our job. And you have to do both things, actually. You can't just work on one side and ignore the other, because you'll need both to actually be successful. It's really hard when you're not used to it. It's really hard, but it's possible. Nothing is impossible. We think it is because people don't know that they can do anything they want. They limit ourselves. We limit ourselves because we think there are limits. There are no limits. Oh, sure, there are limits on bad things, on doing some things. Sure, don't just kill yourself by saying to yourself that there are no limits. Don't just jump from a plane without a parachute, because that surely won't work. But there are no limits, not really, to be the best version of yourself. You can be the best version of yourself, and there are no limits for that. You can be everything you want. You just have to be sure of what you want and do the best you can every day, a little bit better, you know. Because if you stagnate, if you stop, if you just stay on the average, you'll never have anything, and you'll be frustrated, and you'll be unhappy. And we are not on this world to suffer or to be unhappy, you know. Sure, we can learn from suffer, we can learn from bad things that happen to us. Sure, that's true. And there will be many things that will happen to you that are not good, that are not very positive, but it's the way you react to those things that makes you grow. And don't just focus on the negative, because I did that for years, and I'm 29 now, and I did that for 28 years, and I'm still doing it sometimes. And sometimes I feel that, and I'm sure that's not helping me. So I'm still growing, but I'm trying to change. I'm trying to change for the better, you know, and you can do that too. Just choose one or many people that you are passionate, that you idolize, that are actually where you want to be, and inspire yourself with them. I am inspired by many people in Herbalife that are right there on the top. Some of them did it quickly, others not that quickly, but the truth is they are where I want to be, because where they are, they can actually help people for real, because besides, they already helped so many people. They are there, and they also have the opportunity to share their story, to share their experiences, and that helps people. They are helping me by sharing their stories. So just do the best you can every day. Just do what you love. Just be passionate about something, and if you are passionate about something, focus on that. Do that. There will be many opportunities to do what you love. You just have to be attentive. You just have to focus on the positive and try not to focus on the negative. Try to use the negative as a learning thing, as something you can learn from, to not do again, or to do better next time, you know. So yeah, thank you for listening to me. I hope somehow this video helps you. At least this is my first video ever, personal video. Now I've made other videos, but this is the one I'm actually talking to you directly, and right now I feel so good because I'm finally doing something I would never do, or at least I wouldn't do in normal situations. So yeah, I hope this helps you, and I hope you are inspired to help others and that you see my other videos when I post them. So thank you and see you. Bye.